Hey guys, so this video you're about to see right now was recorded about a week ago. It was played in my garage maybe a week and a half ago, and at the end of the video I'll go over a handful of sessions that I did not record, but I've played in between then and now, and we'll be able to go over our current bankroll standings.
Alright guys, we are in this game for $100 to start. In the very first hand we are dealt pocket jacks in the big blind, and there is a raise from the under the gun players $7 and two other players call behind. And in the big blind, I'm gonna 3-bet here to $25, and I get two other people to call. So first hand of the night, we are going three ways to a flop, already with a pot of $75. The flop comes queen of hearts, five of hearts, seven of spades, and I leave here out with a check, and both opponents behind check behind as well. So we go to a turn, which is an eight of hearts, and I do have the jack of hearts, so I lead out here for a jam for the rest of my stack, which is $75. And at first, I wasn't really sure if this was the right play, but I am getting over cards to fold, and when they both check the flop, I'm not putting them on a queen, so I'm charging like the ace of hearts here to call and see the heart on the river or any kings or aces as well. So I do get both players to fold here, so I do take this pot down. Alright, in the next hand we look down at queen eight of hearts and the cutoff. There's a few limits to me and I raise up to $7, and we're going four ways to a flop of five of hearts, ten of clubs, three of hearts. So I do flop a flush draw. It does check on to me again, and I bet $15.
I'm just gonna shock.
He went out of turn, guys.
Kill me, guys.
And we get one caller in Mason, and we're going to a turn, which comes ace of clubs. Um, it does check to me again. I try to just take a free card here and see if we can improve on the river and hit our flush. And the river comes a king of spades. So now we're stuck here with queen high. But on the bright side, Mason does check it to me for a third time. So I size up here and try and take this down with a bluff because I do not think my queen high is good here for a showdown. So I bet out for $35 and he folds pretty much right away. So who knows, my queen high might have been good, but just in case, I did go for the bluff and it got through. In the next hand, we look down at ace queen in the big blind. It limps around to me and I'm going to raise it up here to $10. And I get a call from Smith and a call from Connor. So we're going to go three ways to a flop here of jack of hearts, eight of diamonds, two of clubs. Not the worst flop for us, not the best. We're just gonna bet our range here, and we lead out for $15, and we get one caller in Smith. And the turn we dramatically improve with the ace of hearts, and I don't see any reason to like slowing down here. So we're gonna keep out the pressure, and we're gonna bet $25, and then Smith quickly folds. Now we look down at Jack King offsuit pause, in a cutoff. And I just called a $6 raise, and we're about to go four ways to a flop here of seven of clubs, jack of spades, four hearts. So we do flop top pair and pretty much top kicker. It's gonna start off with Brady. He's gonna check. Mason checks and Omir checks. So it's back on to me, and I'm gonna bet out here for $12. And then every single one of them make the call. Welcome to our game. So we're going to a turn, which comes the ace of diamonds. Not the card I really wanted to see, but they all checked to me, and I decided to just pot control here and check this one back. And the river is a queen of hearts, so another card over a jack, not what we wanted to see. And again, it does check around to me, and I can't really see a worse hand than ours calling a bet on the river, so I just decide to check this one back, and they all say 8 high, 9 high, all that fun stuff. So we take this down with here with a pair of jacks on the river. In the next hand, we look down at queen jack offsuit in the middle position. It's gonna limp around to me. I'm gonna raise it up here to $12. We do have a couple of short stacks on the table right now, and we're gonna see an all-in from Jay here for about $29. Brady's gonna fold back on the corner. He's gonna call the all-in for less, for about $22. And I already put in $12. So it's what, like um about 17 more or so to call and possibly triple up pretty much, um, relative to their stacks, of course. But I decided to do put in the call, and I'll let the audio from the table play out for you guys.
Pair?
No.
Yeah. You have a pair?
2-5.
No, I have ace king suited.
Honors?
Yeah.
No.
Alright.
Okay.
Wait, you want to show?
Oh,
Oh, fuck.
you're way behind.
All right, one time.
So you're ahead, Jack.
Low, Mason, low!
One time.
Why can we not run it twice?
Wow.
No ace, no king. Fuck. Ace. Ace. Ace or nine?
Deuce.
Oh, so close.
Thank
All right, in this hand, we look down at pocket aces. Finally, I'm under the gun +2 here. I raise it $10. We get a call from Smith to our direct left, folds around to Mason. He calls. Then Omir puts in a call as well. So we're going 4 ways to a flop here of Jack of clubs, 6 of spades, 10 of hearts. Now both Mason and Omir are gonna check it over to me, and I'm gonna bet out for $15, and I get a call from Smith, a call from Mason, and Omir now goes all in for $29 total. So because it's not more than double the flop bet, the pot is not reopened, so I can't re-go all in here. So my only option here is a call, and Smith also calls, and Mason also calls. So this pot is ballooning really quick, and we're going to a turn of the king of spades, and we get a check for Mason. I'm gonna do a little pot control here and check this turn because a lot of draws could have got in here with that king or 2 pairs. And we also see a check from Smith. And now we go to the river, which is a 4 of spades. So the backdoor flush does also get in, but we do see a check here from Mason. And I think both the checking on the turn and the river gives me the green light here to go for some value. So I bet out for $25, and Smith and Mason both fold. So now it's just me and Omir for the main pot, and I show my aces, and they are good here to take this pot down. And in the next hand, we're looking at a 5-6 of spades and a hijack. It's gonna limp around to Mason. He's gonna open it up here to $12. I'm gonna decide to switch things up a little bit and balance my range, and I'm gonna 3-bet this hand to $25 and try and get a heads up. And it does fold around to Mason, and he does call, so we are heads up to a flop of 6 of hearts, 9 of clubs, 2 of diamonds. Pretty solid flop for this hand and my 3-bet. And I'm surprised to see Mason actually lead out here for $20 when I was the pre-flop aggressor. But this happens pretty often in our games, so I've kind of gotten used to being in these spots. I decided to just call it the $20 on the flop. There's no need to really raise here. And the turn now comes at 8 of hearts. So we do have a gut shot and still 3rd pair. And we're gonna see Mason continue on the turn here for $30. And I kind of entered a tank here. I think on any river he's gonna jam his 120 he's behind left, so I'll have to be ready to not only call this turn bet but also that river bet. And we can only improve on a handful of cards like trips or hit our gut shot, but decide to let this hand go and choose a better spot later down the road. And already did 10s for an overpair, so I was behind, and we did run the river just for fun, and the river would have been the 7 of diamonds, giving him a straight and giving me a straight. He would have the higher straight, and I would have gotten stacked for $130. So pretty happy with this fold. I did save about $150 by not calling that turn bet. Alright guys, in this hand, I am under the gun and look down at 6, 7 of hearts. I open the pot here to $10 and get a call from Jay, a call from Brady, and a call from Mason. So we're gonna go 4 ways here to a flop of king of spades, 9 of hearts, 6 of clubs. So I do flop bottom pair and a backdoor flush draw, but nothing I'm too happy with here. So I do start off with a check, and then it checks all the way around. So I'm not putting them on any kings or top pairs really. So, but the turn does come to 4 diamonds, and that gives me a gut shot as well. So I'm gonna take out a stab here and bet $20, and I get 2 callers. So now I have some alarm bells going off. Although I'm still not putting them on a king because they did check the flop. I'm putting them on a lot of draw heavy hands. So when the river does come to 7 of spades, and now it gives me 2 pair, but it does kind of bring in a lot of the draws here. I do check this over and kind of go into check call mode. Pretty much ready to call any bet that they put out. But they do both check, and my 2 pair is good. So I'm not sure if this is a bad or a good check on the river here when I hit my 2 pair. I was ready to kind of go into check call mode, but you guys should tell me in the comments if you guys think I should have bet here in the river and let out and got some more value, or you're fine with kind of going into check call mode here. Alright guys, in the next hand we look down at Jack of Hearts, 10 of spades in middle position. It limps around to me. I open the pot up here to $12, and we get a call from Mason and Omir, so both blinds. So I am in position going to a flop of 10 of clubs, queen of clubs, 4 spades. So I do flop middle pair. It does check around to me, and I bet $15. And we get a call from Mason and a fold from Omir, so we're gonna go heads up here to a turn, which comes to queen of diamonds. So I'm pretty fine with this card. I'm not putting him on a queen, especially when he checks a flop and another one comes on the turn. That's even more unlikely that he is a queen. So when he leaves out here for $25, it does throw me off a bit. But like I said before, this happens, pretty often in this game where people don't really respect the aggressor on the previous street and kind of take things into their own hands pretty often. So when he leaves out for 25, I decide to just call. And when the river comes to 3 of hearts, which is a complete brick, he does continue betting pretty heavily here, and he bets out for $45. And I'm thinking about it for quite some time, not really putting him on any queen. And the only other card he could have here is maybe a slow played set of 4s on the flop, but then he turned the boat. But I still wouldn't think he'll lead out on a turn with that hand. So I do put in the call, and he says he has king high. So I show my hand and take this one down. Alright, in this hand we started with the flop already out because I was not going to record this hand, but 'cause I only had 2-4 offsuit, but the pot ended up being limped, so we're going to a flop, and the flop comes 3 of hearts, 4 diamonds, 2 of hearts, so we do flop top and bottom. And I check, going for a check raise here, and we have Jay betting out for 10, a call from Brady, and a call from Mason. So I put in the check raise here to $45, and Jay thinks about it and puts in the call, and then Brady and Mason both fold. And we go to a turn which comes to 6 of diamonds. So not really the card I wanted to see. Now any 5 is a straight, and 2 flush draws are on the board. So I decided to still bet out here on the turn and charge any flush draws he might have had, like hearts on the flop. Um, I don't love the turn, but I think I still have to bet here just in case he has those draw hands. And in the cases he's a 5, then it is what it is, and we'll obviously lose unless we boat up on the river. So I bet 50, and then Jay kind of thinks about it and puts in the raise to 130. I don't think he's doing this with any draw. With this raise, he only has a set and straight, so I fold pretty quickly. And after I fold, he shows ace 5, so he actually flopped a straight, and I was in bad shape from the very start. So this is why you don't limp 2-4 offsuit. Alright guys, in the next hand we look down at ace 9 of diamonds in the cutoff. We get a shove from Brady, who's pretty much going all in almost every hand, just trying to double up or go home. So he shoves all in for $36, and then we get another shove from Mason for about $58. And I'm on, kind of tilt from the last hand with 2-4, so I put in the kind of light call here with ace 9 for $58. And after a bit, everyone else folds, and Smith to my left, he shows me his hand that he folded, and it was also ace 9. So not only wanted to see it all here, but we're gonna run the boards twice here, and I'll let the audio play for you guys here.
3 different suits at least. Queen.
Diamond.
2 diamonds.
Yes. Oh, bolt. Oh my god, so gross.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh, is it a boat on the bottom? We can chop this.
Alright, I'm gonna go over sand for a minute real quick because I think it was probably hard to understand from that little clip from the game audio. So I had ace nine of diamonds, Birdie had queen jack, and Mason had threes. So on the first board, um Brady hit his queen on the turn, but the board did double pair, so I did beat Mason with ace high on the side pot. In the second board, I flop a flush draw, board pairs on the turn, and the flush comes in the river, but it was the three of diamonds. So at first I thought I hit the flush, but Mason ended up boning up, so I did get quartered in this pot. In the next hand, I look down at pocket nines, in the big line. It limps all around to me, and I put in the raise here to $30 because our boy Brady here is still going all in almost every hand. So I just expect him to make the call, and sure enough, he does call. Actually, I think he goes all in again for like $50 total, so like 20 more for me, something like that. It folds back around to me. I obviously make the call, and we're gonna go twice here and see if we could scoop. And I'll play the audio here from the table.
Yeah. Show mine. Thank God. I would have been so sad. Here, river.
River 5.
No, okay, thank God.
Come on, put me out. Put me out. Go to bed, guys. No
The
four.
backpack on. Run away.
No four. No four.
Oh,
Nice.
4.
You don't want four.
No. I'm
Donate. You should have just gave me the money if you didn't want the money.
So we did win this hand. It was 9 versus 4s pre-flop, so our boy Brady was in pretty bad shape, and he was praying for 4 not to come so he could just go home right then and there. So Brady, I hope you're happy that you made the vlog, and I appreciate that $50 donation. Alright guys, that was the last notable hand of the session. So we were in this game for $100, out for $255 for a profit of $155.
Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that video. I'm gonna go over our sessions we played in the past week or so right now. So on the screen, I'll be showing you a list of about 6 sessions I played in between the last week and a half. So the one on the bottom is one I just showed you guys. I won $155. We put another one after that where I won $21, so another small win. Then we played another one where I lost $400. So there goes all my profit those past 2 days. But day after, Mohegan Sun, 1-2, played, I grinded. I was in for 1,000, and came back. I was down at first, grinded for like 8 hours, came back, and ended up booking a $400 win. So that kind of canceled out the day before, which I was pretty happy about. But then I played again, another big loss. People in our games, they're not good, but I can't beat them. So that's something I have to work on, I think, because when I can't beat the bad players, I'm not sure what that makes me. But after that session, I played another one yesterday and won $250. So happy with that win. Coming back out of the downswing. The bankroll status on the challenge right now is going to show up on the screen to the right. It is at $38.90, so about $3,900. We are down $600 since we started, but there's still a long summer ahead of us, and I think we'll be able to come back from that and hopefully break 10K by the end of the summer.